everyone. Hope all are fine. Before we move into today's session, we'll do some breathing exercises. Listen the instructions carefully and do accordingly. Keep your left hand on the chest. Close one side of your nostrils using a finger and inhale through the other side of the nostrils. Hold your breath, then exhale through the other side of the nostrils. Repeat this for 5 times. Can you feel any movements in your chest part when you did the breathing exercises? In this session, we are going to discuss about mechanism of respiration. In lower classes already you have learned the definition for it. Respiration is the process of oxidation of nutrients to produce energy. It involves 2 main steps. They are external respiration and internal respiration. External respiration, it is also known as breathing. It is a mechanical process or physical process, so called mechanical respiration also. The second type, it is known as internal respiration. It takes place inside the cells of our body, so it is known as cellular respiration. The respiratory movements in human body are controlled by intercostal muscles in between the rib cage and the diaphragm. Intercostal muscles means the muscles seen in between the rib cage. When we already learnt about the structure of respiratory system, we learnt there is a muscular wall which separates the abdomen and the thoracic cavity, and that wall is known as diaphragm. So the combined action of intercostal muscles and the diaphragm help in regulating the respiratory movements. Breathing involves 2 main steps. First step, it is known as inhalation, and the second step is known as exhalation. You might have learnt in another term also, inspiration and expiration. Inhalation means taking in of oxygen from the air. Taking in of oxygen from the air. Exhalation means giving out carbon dioxide to the air. The other name for inhalation, it is known as inspiration. The other name for exhalation, it is known as expiration. Now let us see what are the changes that takes place in the thoracic cavity during the breathing process. During inspiration, the diaphragm contracts. So the ribs raises. The volume inside the thoracic cavity increases. When volume increases, pressure decreases and air moves into the lungs. I repeat once again, during inspiration, diaphragm contracts. So ribs raises up. Volume inside the thoracic cavity increases. Already you will have learnt in physics, when volume increases, what happens to pressure? Pressure decreases or lowers. So what will happen? Air moves into the lungs. Then think what happens during expiration. It is just opposite of inspiration. So diaphragm relaxes. So ribs moves down. The volume inside the thoracic cavity decreases. So pressure increases and air is expelled out of the lungs. I'll repeat once again. During expiration, diaphragm relaxes, ribs lowers, volume inside the thoracic cavity decreases and the pressure increases and the air is expelled out of the lungs. I hope it is clear for you. Observe the changes in the thoracic cavity during the process of breathing. Atmospheric air reaches the alveoli as a result of inspiration. The exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide takes place in the alveoli. Now we will see how far the structure of alveoli is suitable for this. The bronchi divides into bronchioles after entering into the lungs and ends with millions of air sacs known as alveoli. The wall of alveoli, it is made up of single layer of cells. Millions of alveoli and the single layer of cells increases the surface area for the exchange of respiratory gases. Do you remember the blood vessel related to lungs? Pulmonary artery and pulmonary vein. Pulmonary artery carries the impure blood which is rich in carbon dioxide. And pulmonary vein carries the pure blood which is rich in oxygen. Pulmonary artery, after entering into the lungs, it divides into minute capillaries and surrounds the alveoli. And these capillaries reunite to form pulmonary vein. Now we will see how exchange of gases takes place in the alveoli and capillaries. In pulmonary artery, it is rich in carbon dioxide. So, higher concentration of carbon dioxide. During inspiration, the atmospheric air reaches the alveoli. So, it contains higher concentration of oxygen. The process which helps in exchange of respiratory gases is diffusion. In diffusion, molecules move from higher concentration to lower concentration. So see what happens here. Here the concentration of carbon dioxide is more in the pulmonary artery. So what will happen? Carbon dioxide moves from higher concentration to lower concentration. Similarly, in the alveoli, there is higher concentration of oxygen. So what will happen? Oxygen moves from higher concentration to lower concentration. Thus, exchange of gases takes place between the alveoli and the capillaries. And the blood, which is rich in oxygen, it is carried by the pulmonary vein to the heart and it is carried to different parts of our body through aorta.